life here on the planet.
Okay, what is some of that?
Well, the Pleiadians are telling us, by the way, for our listeners, these contacts that Billy Meyer had, reportedly these people are from a little cluster of stars called the Pleiades.
Yeah.
Some people might be familiar with that. You know, you can see them overhead in the winter months in the northern hemisphere. It looks like a little bitty dipper. That's where they're from, about 500 light years away. They're telling us that one of the reasons they're interested in us is because we have common ancestry. They believe that some of their forefathers were also some of our forefathers. They think that in the thousands of years in our past, on many occasions, some of their ancient forefathers came here and colonized on Earth. So they look at us a little bit like kind of long-lost family members. They're explaining that in the constellation Lyra, they believe on 5 different occasions that groups came from that area and settled here, colonized here on Earth. And they're telling us, at any rate, that that was the beginning of the white race here on the planet Earth. That when Earth evolved naturally on its own, the brown skin race evolved here. They were the natural inhabitants of Earth. And then we came along later.
Now, where did you get this from? Is this from Billy or this other guy?
This is all from Billy. My book and all the information is still all based on Billy Meyer's notes. He has about 1,800 pages of notes taken during all of his contacts with him. And after I got to know Billy, he gave me all the notes, and then we went over them and talked about things, and that's what I base all the information on.
You're going to be here tonight then, right?
Yeah, I sure am. I'm going to be at the All Souls Unitarian Church over there, 4500 Warwick. I'm scheduled to be there from about 8 to 10:30.
Okay, and this is called the most incredible and best documented UFO case on record. I guess it is, if it's true.
I believe it is, Mike. We just haven't seen any other UFO case on the planet yet that has so much information. There's even peach trees in front of Billy's house from the Pleiades, and we've got metal samples.
Wait a minute, what do the peach trees do?
Well, he made several trips to different planets, he says, and he picked up crystals, stones, seeds, all sorts of things.
Have those been analyzed by anybody?
No, actually, I kind of spilled the beans there. I don't think anybody knows that he has that. But right in front of his house, there's a big peach tree that he brought back from the Pleiades and planted there.
Woo-wee. I'll do a break here, Randy, and I'll be right back to you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, and we'll be back here, and if you want to get in, 5767681, please come in here with this man, and he is Randy Winters. And Randy, are you any relation to Jonathan?
No, I'm sure not.
Okay, and we'll be back. 5767681 is our number. Go out to the Easy Living store and buy yourself the Living Air Purification System. An air purification system that is so good that people will steal it from you. Unless you, like they did ours that we had here. We've got some other thing over there that isn't any good. We had one down here, and you would walk into the studio when we would plug this in, and it's just like after a rainstorm. You know how great that is after a thunder shower? And we'd plug it in, and somebody took it out of this room and put it in another room. Next day it was gone, and so they stole ours. I don't know why we haven't been able to get another one down here, but it's the best thing you'll ever have. I have one at home, in my bedroom, in my boudoir, and I love that. And you just walk down the hall, and you can smell it. People say, "What's that?" And I said, "That's the thing." And they say, "What thing is that?" And I said, "It's an amazing thing." And they say, "Well, where can I buy that thing?" And I say, "You go out to the Easy Living store and you will have that just as I do." And hundreds of you have this thing. When you call them at the Easy Living store, say, "I want the amazing thing." Remember that song, The Thing? Remember that? Just call it The Thing. Because people don't really know exactly what it is. All they know is that all this wonderful air, and you think you're in heaven. And they're like in a rose garden. The Easy Living Store, 7729 Quivira Road, Lenexa, the store that loves you very much. They also love your children and your grandma. Their area code is 913. And they're also nuts out there, too. They're crazy. 631, they might even give you one. Say, Murphy said you'd give me one for nothing. See if that works. Try that one on them. 631-5400 for the Living Air Purification System. It's 1131 on Talk Radio 810 KCMO.
62 degrees in Kansas City. I'm Rich. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Boy, it smells good in here. Got to get one of those machines. In Topeka, the governor's office says 15 cities and 6 counties will receive a total of about $800,000 in emergency shelter grants for the homeless. The amounts range from $4,700 for Great Bend to about $82,000 each for Lawrence and Manhattan. The money must be used to prevent homelessness or for emergency shelters for homeless people. Tuition at Johnson County Community College going up for the fall semester. The Board of Trustees says says tuition for Kansas residents will increase by $5 to $32 a credit hour. The college had not increased tuition for the last 3 years because it was charging the maximum allowed under state law. The board also tentatively decided to raise tuition to $35 a credit hour for the following year. The Kansas legislature this year removed the limit that junior colleges could charge for tuition. Missouri Governor Mel Carnahan is confident that his tax limitation proposal will clear the legislature. Lawmakers yesterday rejected attempts to lower the cap at which tax increases would have to be approved by voters. Carnahan has proposed that any tax increase above $50 million or 1% of total state revenue, whichever is lower, would have to go to a statewide vote. No final vote was taken yesterday before legislators left for the weekend. 5 days remain in the session when the legislature resumes work on Monday. The Kansas City firm Black & Veatch has merged with an English firm, Binney & Partners of England, it's called. The new company hopes to specialize on water, road, and sewer projects in developing countries. Binney & Partners has 1,200 employees, will double the size of Black & Veatch's environmental group to 2,400. The merger should push Black & Veatch's annual revenues past $1 billion a year. Black & Veatch employs about 3,400 people in the Kansas City area. There may still be the remains of 2 victims at the site of the Oklahoma City bombing, but searchers have been called off the rubble heap to let in heavy equipment now. Officials put the final death toll at 167. The O.J. Simpson defense team takes more shots today at prosecution blood evidence. Police chemist Gregory Matheson's returning to the stand. Yesterday, he rejected a theory that blood under Nicole Brown Simpson's fingernails could belong to an unknown killer. At least one analyst warns against getting too concerned about a rise in unemployment. The jobless rate for April rose 0.3 of a point. Bear Stearns economist John Riding says the rise could be a statistical quirk due to the government's counting method. Washington could save $1 billion on Medicare if it would just upgrade its computers, so says the General Accounting Office report. Its report says new software would ferret out $4 billion in fraud over 5 years' time. KCMO Kansas City weather this afternoon. Partly sunny and warmer, high 70. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low 50. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy and breezy. A 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Temperature peak 70. From the News 5 Neighborhood Weather Network, partly cloudy and 57 in Leavenworth. Partly cloudy, 62 degrees at KCMO, Kansas City.
Champion Chrysler Plymouth shatters the payment barrier on brand new 1995 Plymouth Voyagers. Not $299 a month, not $259 a month, not even $229 a month. Right now, a brand new 1995 Plymouth Voyager is just $199 a month for only 24 months. And the Voyager's equipped air conditioning, automatic, dual airbags, rear wiper, AM/FM stereo, and more. $199 a month, 24 months. Pick up the phone and call 836-0100. Or better yet, come on in and drive one home today. Champion Chrysler Plymouth shatters the payment barrier on the 95 Voyager. $199 a month. 24 months, only at Champion Chrysler Plymouth, just north of I-70 on Noland Road, Independence. Total lease payments $47.76, $22.85 down. Saturday's Kansas City Star has all details.
It's spring. Time to plant new trees and shrubs for your home. But before you go shopping, consider the facts. Suburban Lawn and Garden only stocks healthy, first-quality, great-looking trees and shrubs. Only Suburban offers a written 2-year guarantee on most nursery stock. Not 1 year, but 2 full years for the full purchase price. Plus, Suburban has the largest selection of first-quality, ready-to-plant trees and shrubs in the Midwest. So large that you can drive your car or use one of Suburban's complimentary tour carts to shop our 135th and State Line Nursery. And most important, thousands of Suburban's first quality trees and shrubs are now specially priced to save you money. Red Sunset or October Glory Maple start at only $59.99. Dwarf Mugo Pines or Alberta Spruce start at just $3.99. And Clump River Birch start at only $49.99. Plus delivery and planting is available. When you consider the facts, you'll make Suburban Lawn and Garden your only stop. North of 435 on Row or shop our gigantic nursery at 135th and State Line.
Harold Penner's discount
Discount Suit Mart turns back the clock 40 years to sell you suits at a price you should be paying. 100% all-wool suits, tailored in magnificent fabrics, now priced at $99 or 2 for $189. New arrivals in the European and American designer collection. Buy one suit, get not one, but 2 suits free. Plus, receive a 100% silk sport coat absolutely free. New arrivals in the American classic suits where it's 2 suits for the price of 1. Yes, you can purchase 2 suits for $129, 2 suits for $149, 2 suits for $179, and 2 suits for $199. Over 11,000 suits in stock. Double and triple savings. Spring 95 dress and sport shoes, Italian silk ties, 100% wool gabardine slacks, Sansabelt slacks, famous brands casual and dress shoes, all at lower prices. Only at Harold Pinners are you paying what you should be paying. Lower prices for expensive clothes. Your quality discount suit mart. Harold Pinners, 1801 East 63rd Street, serving Kansas City for over 88 years.
One found his calling in war, the other in a vision. One was called arrogant, the other proud. One hunted for sport, the other for a way of life. The story of Custer and Crazy Horse. It's just part of the story on the American Experience premiere, The Way West. A look at how the West was won and lost. If PBS doesn't do it, who will? Discover The Way West on PBS this Monday night.
He wished upon a city and became a star. Talk Radio 810, KCMO, Kansas City, presents Mike Murphy.
Happy Cinco de Mayo Day, everybody. And I will be leading a parade of wretches down Southwest Boulevard here before long. So you all come down and let's make this... I miss St. Patrick's Day. I was home in bed. I want to thank everybody that cured me. I'll leave it up there a little bit. Out at Carondelet Medical Services, out of St. Joseph's. Diane Cousins, world's greatest nurse. Andrea, the greatest X-ray technician in the world. And Dr. Beal. It was Dr. Scott Beal who cured me, and the last time I was in there, he said, "Man, I don't believe it's a miracle. It's a miracle. You're healed. Heal." He put his hands on me, and he said, "Heal, heal." This is the first day today that this thing doesn't hurt. I can do that. Does it hurt when you go like that? Yes, doctors. Well, then don't go like that. Now, what we want you to do is tell us what makes your mom the greatest and win a weekend at the Courtyard by Marriott for Mom from Talk Radio 810 KCMO. Fax your Mother's Day Top 10 list to Talk Radio 810 KCMO, 677-8935. And John and Wendy are going to select one winner by random drawing on Friday, May 12th. So fax your Mother's Day Top 10 list by 5, Thursday, May 11th, Courtyard by Marriott, the hotel designed by Business Travelers. We've got a great flying saucer show here with Randy Winters, the Pleiadian UFO contact mission, and it's going to be tonight, first Kansas City appearance of this, and all these great pictures and everything that Randy has. Randy, are you there?
Still here, Mike.
Okay, and this is going to be at 8 o'clock. Can you still get tickets there?
Oh, I'm sure you can. Well, it's a pretty good-sized auditorium there, so people are welcome to come on down.
Okay, and you got never-before-seen this stuff, right?
We got some brand-new stuff, yeah. The Meyer photos are relatively old, and some people have seen them, but now it's starting up again. So we've got some brand-new photos that, for one thing, kind of back up the Meyer case and let us know that it really did happen. And we've got some pretty exciting new ones. The gentleman down in Florida, give your listeners an idea what they're going to see. We've got a couple of pictures where they're dropping him off with 9 craft floating over his head. We've got pictures of them dematerializing with a news helicopter in the picture.
Ooh, what did the news helicopter see?
I don't know. You know, in the picture, he had just been let off, apparently, and there was 9 of them just floating right over his head, and a helicopter flew in, circled him once. He grabbed a picture, and then the crafts just disappeared, but he managed to get the shot with the helicopter in the picture.
Are these the Gulf Breeze?
No, we're down in Miami on this one. Gulf Breeze is quite a ways away, so we've got a different situation here.
I'll get some calls here for you.
Okay.
576-7681 is our number. Richard, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right, go right ahead.
Well, I just have a comment. You mentioned 500 light years away from the Pleiades. Isn't it 5 light years?
No, it's 500.
500.
Between 450 to 500 is the general area. The stars that we see by our eye are around 450, 475 light years, we believe. But the Pleiades actually extend far back in there. We believe, I think, have around 2,400 stars on the star map now.
I see.
Uh-huh.
And the nearest star system is Alpha Centauri, then?
Yeah, I think that's 4.3, 4.4 light years, something like that.
Okay.
I'm probably not exact there, but it's pretty close.
Well, thank you for updating me on that.
Oh, thanks for calling in.
Go to Hart here. Hart?
Bart.
Or Bart.
How you doing, Mike?
Bart, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
All right, you're on here with Randy Winters.
Oh, hi, Randy.
Hi, Bart.
Say, I had a question for you. Now, I can't remember where I read this, but a few years ago, after Billy Meyer came out with his photographs, I had read that someone discovered models that he used to take these pictures of in one of his barns or something.
Well, we were just talking about that a while ago. I don't know if you heard us in the first part of the show.
I just heard parts of the show now.
Okay, actually, well, a quick recap of that. Then the investigative team made the models, and one of them still sitting on Billy's desk, and they were done in order to compare those pictures with the originals that Billy shot. So Billy doesn't have a barn, by the way. That story's not quite correct. They just made models, took them over and shot them, and compared them to the real pictures, and the models were easily to depict. So there were models made, yes, but there's also 1,200 real photos.
Now, do you have is there a new book out?
Yeah, there is. It's called the Pleiadian Mission.
Okay.
You should be able to get it in a few stores around Kansas City. If you can't grab it at a local store close to you, give us a call at 800-934-6423, and I'll shoot out an autographed copy to you.
Okay, now, is there any connection between Billy Meyer and the face on Mars? Does he have any information about that?
No, he's never mentioned the face on Mars, but in his information, it does mention that historically, back about 186,000 years ago, Mars, there was a civilization on Mars. And they mentioned that once we finally got there, we would find the remains of that civilization. But the face on the Sedona Plaza itself, and specifically, is not mentioned in the notes.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, Bart.
Thanks, Bart.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay, what is the answer here to the riddle of life? The revelation of what heaven really is and where our spirit goes after we die.
Well, from what they're telling us, that heaven is a band of energy around the planet, that the planet itself being a spiritual life form, they consider it that. There are 7 bands of energy around the planet, and each one of those bands of energy has a different function. One of those bands of energy is what we think of as heaven. That's where your spirit goes when you pass over. They call it the other side. So let's say, Mike, that in our time, about 50 or 100 years from now, you and I pass over, and that's where our spirit will go. It rests in that band of energy until it's ready to come back in and create a new material life.
All right, and who was Jesus? What do they say about that?
Well, they say that in many cases that they say that he was one of the 16 oldest spirits on the planet. And when they say oldest, they're talking about number of physical lifetimes. They say reincarnation is an exact science. They rate him as one of the very oldest masters on our planet and feel that it's unfortunate that we spend so much time fighting over him and less time listening to what he had to say.
They don't say that he was the God then?
No. They say he was a human just like the rest of us, going through his own cycles, that he was just tremendously more advanced and far older. So their philosophy agrees more with the Eastern philosophy, which, portrays him as a prophet, teacher, great master, that sort of thing.
Let's go to Julie here for you. Julie, you're on KCMO.
Hi. I just have caught a brief part of this show. I have heard of the Pleiadians before. I'm trying to formulate a intelligent question, and I'm not really able to do that at this point because I'm not, very well informed about this. But are they saying that that the Pleiadians have supposedly taken human form and they're living on Earth with us at this present time?
No, well, not quite. The Pleiadians are human. They say that we have common ancestry, Julie. They're just like us. They live in the human form just like we do, and on their world they have a similar lifestyle. They still have families, and they still have problems, and they're learning just like we are. They're just a little older than we are, and their technology is far more advanced. When they come here, we understand they don't live among us. Occasionally they may do that as an experiment, but for the most part they keep to themselves. They have underground facilities where mostly they try to observe us. I think they're really trying to understand and, learn a lot about our culture also. But they are physical beings just like we are.
Okay. Are they an energy form? If we were to see them, would they be an energy form, or would they be a physical being?
They would be a physical being. We do have, from what we understand, and I've got a few pictures of them I'll show tonight, there are energy beings or light beings that do come to our planet, and very little is really known about them because seldom do they communicate with us very much. But we do understand that there are what we would call extraterrestrials that do come here that do not have bodies, that exist in energy form. But the Pleiadians are human just as we are, just as solid as we are, and if you ran into one, they could probably pass in a crowd.
Okay. What kind of pictures, that's the one thing I wanted to ask tonight, are you going to be showing?
I have about
Meyer pictures or something.
Well, I have quite a few of Billy Meyer's photos. I'll show about 100 of those tonight, and they're all clear daytime pictures of the craft, and I'll explain to you where they come from and how they work, the technology behind them. And I've got a new videotape taken down in Florida just a few weeks ago of some craft that are beginning to make contact down there, and also there'll be some videotape at night of the ships.
Okay. Do you, my son 2 years ago was laying on a raft in the middle of a pond.
Mm-hmm.
He had a flashlight in his hand. It was in the middle of the night in the summertime, and he saw something, and he started turning his light on and off in the same rhythm as the locusts were making their noise. And this, whatever it was, came over, right over where he was and just hovered there.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just gone.
I've heard similar stories before. As a matter of fact, there is a group called CSETI, headed by Dr. Stephen Greer, and flashing the light is one of their common practices. This is a group that believes that they go out in groups on hilltops and they meditate and try to send signals, hoping that the ETs will respond.
Mm-hmm.
In a few instances, they actually have, where a white light or a disc of some type may float way overhead, high in the air.
Right.
And it is a general practice with them. Once they get their attention, they take a very powerful light and they flash it in, like a rhythmic pulse, or off and on, off and on, off and on. And in most cases, the craft will answer back and shine a light back at them. So, and I've heard actually over the years several similar stories to this where some unknown object in the sky seems to answer just kind of a friendly hello.
Okay. Are there a lot of people who have been through abduction without consciously realizing that that's what happened to them?
Yeah, I think so. We're hearing all over the planet there about abductions. There's hardly a country where they're not being reported now, and I would imagine that due to the large number of people that are now admitting it and talking about it, I think there's even more people who are not coming forward. I think the little grays, the non-humans that are doing the abductions, really don't want us to know about it for the most part, so there's probably a much larger number of people who have not come forward yet.
Do you know what some of the subconscious symptoms of it are?
Well, generally...
You got too many questions there, Julie. You're going to have to go over there and do this tonight. I got to get out of here. Randy, that just flew by, and I know you'll have a great success tonight.
Well, thanks so much, Mike. Sorry I missed you the other day. I owe you one. When I'm around, I'll wash your car or something.
Oh, okay. What's the number? You got a number there to call for this appearance by you tonight?
Yeah, there is a local number, 753-4271.
Okay, and you're going to be at the All Souls Unitarian Church, 4500 Warwick, at 8 o'clock tonight, right?
That's it.
Thank you, Randy. I hope to talk to you again here.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you. Randy Winters, and there is that. And we will see you back here again on Monday. So you all have a great Cinco de Mayo day and a great weekend. Have a good day. Good night.